Hi, Kasha. Hi, everybody. Just gathering everybody with the sounds of the crystal bowls. Hi, Chris. Hi, Mel. Hi. We are in interesting times, as they say, such fast moving times. I'm wondering if you've all are feeling this sort of shift of energy as we've gone through the new moon at 12 degrees of Aquarius, and we have been working through the window of Imbolc, Candlemas, this sense of something stirring, something bringing light into our experience as the days are beginning to stretch here in the Northern Hemisphere. And there's a different sense in the air. I think most people are beginning to feel that we've finally moved into 2022. Switch the fire down a little bit. And there's just, in this last week, there's really felt to be an opening, a shift, a sense that there are new things that are starting to be revealed, shall we say. We've had all of this time in retrograde, Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde. Now, it's been a real, it seems ages actually since the full moon. It seems that there has been, it just feels like it's months ago. I don't know whether anybody else is feeling that too, but there is, it's like every day we're waking up to a different circumstance, a different situation. Hi, Jacqueline. And what is 2022 going to bring for us? I mean, we know that it is going to still be quite a rock and roll ride, but we can already start to feel the changes. We can start to feel the energies and the light starting to reveal pathways for us, things that were stuck, things that we perhaps had parked to one side at the end of last year, have all of a sudden got some energy with them. They've got some traction, And I've really felt since Christmas that we would have to wait until we got into February before anything that we might have been incubating over the winter period was going to start to shift. And it certainly felt like that for me. We've got Mercury going direct tomorrow, and Venus has already gone direct, so the light bearer is already activated. And of course we move into the Chinese New Year. So you can see that actually even within the collective framework, there is a stepping forward into new beginnings, a potential of visioning something different for us in this unfolding time. So although it's felt very perhaps dense in these last few months, quite contracted energy, we can start to feel that there is a shift occurring, and it's both within us and we can feel it in the external matrix. So there's a sense of something being quite different. There's a sense of a different frequency that is starting to call us forward, and doors and opportunities are starting to open. And the question mark is, of course, what has this retrograde period offered you as deep learning in this review time that we've had? What's changed within you? What doors to the past have really felt like they've closed, that there is not an attraction to the past patterns any further, that we are orientating ourselves forward, and what's coming with us, what tools and what companions have we got that are frequency aligned on the pathway ahead. So we're being called now to start to be really much more resilient, much more centered in ourselves, like the proverbial lighthouse, if you like, which is founded on a firm foundation and is illuminated from within and can cast a light out to guide others, but also to show us our own next steps. And we will often only be given the next steps, but can we trust what those whispered messages are that come from within, from our soul self, that we have been working diligently with to have this ongoing dialogue that will bring us, of course, into absolute right orientation, right alignment, and with the right opportunities showing up for us to really start to step forward and say yes to life in a way perhaps that we've never done before. Some of you may have seen the video that I did just this last week with Pam Gregory, the astrologer, my dear friend, and far from being clear about what was going to unfold from that, and I have to say that it had taken me 4 years to say yes to doing the video. The thing has gone viral and has now had 33,000 views, I think. But it has meant that there's been a veritable tsunami of emails that have come in that have been needed to have been processed and dealt with, and just seeing your own work in a different way. And I'm sure that some of you will resonate with that. There is a new pathway that's opening up for us, and new thanks Jackie, we perhaps hadn't even visioned, we hadn't even anticipated. But when we say yes and show up, then the universe shows us its plans for us. And this feels like a year for that. I think it's not going to be a totally clear year in showing us really what we've come here to hold as a collective, a frequency collective, or in being totally clear as to where we're being soul led. But I feel that by the time we get to 2023, it will be crystal clear, and we will certainly be moving more clearly into our zone of genius. So this year, you know, in some ways might be a mop-up, but it will bring us ever more clarity. And it certainly is the fact that we are really being called to be very much aligned within and allowing the inner temple to be dialoguing with our outer temple. So what needs to be shifted in the outer landscape that allows for a much, much clearer sense of being and purpose. I had a beautiful conversation with a dear friend this morning, and we were talking about the fact that this, for those of us that are working within this matrix, that we are bringing our gifts. We've been honing our craft to bring our gifts forward at this time. It becomes, you know, work and life becomes seamlessly interwoven, and our beingness becomes our doingness. So this becomes the focus. Just refining and aligning. Does this feel right? In that case, I trust it and I step forward. So let's see what the roses might have for us as wisdom and guidance in this new moon, Imbolc, Candlemas, Chinese Year of the Tiger. You know, we're stepping forward into this magic zone. And are we ready? Are we prepared to step into this matrix and move forward? So let's see what the roses might offer us as wisdom along the pathway. Okay. So the first rose this evening is the Gaia Gateway. And this rose sits deep, deep in her connection with Mother Earth. She is very much connected with the Black Madonna. She says, you pass my portal. You know, you have to take the tests, if you like, the initiation to pass the portal. She is depth. She is deeply, connected to the rhythms of the earth and that real resource of earth medicine. What the divine, or the Great Mother brings us as Gaia to nurture, nourish, inspire us, and to remind us too of our connection to nature, that it is absolutely essential that we take time daily, if we can, to reconnect in with the natural rhythms and in with the energy of Mother Earth. The Gaia Gateway for me is the gateway to the crone. She brings us into the wisdom, the depth of the wisdom of the earth. And she is the carrier wave of this time that we are in, where we have to have depth, we have to have roots, we have to know who we are and be able to resource in this central column of golden light. She is the root connection, deep, deep under our feet. And this golden pillar of light that moves up from her to the earth star, up through into the base chakra, right up through the body to the crown, and up and connecting into the soul star and the stellar gateway. Her partner is the stellar gateway, and she creates a beautiful vesica, an echo vesica of light that runs between her and the stellar gateway and creates yet another envelope of sacred codes that sit around us. So I just invite you to put perhaps a hand on your higher heart and just tune in, connect in with her. Just breathe it in, and you may feel those roots going down from your base chakra right down in and connecting with her portal. This connection into the fecund, the dark magic of the earth. Really feeling how she nourishes, how she holds us. Every cell of our body is of the earth, animated by spirit, containing our soul, but we are of the earth. We come from the earth and we return to the earth. She has such depth and presence. She is wise counsel. It's a beautiful way to start the reading, that's for sure. Let's see what else might want to be said of this pathway. You know, it is said that we have to be able to be held in the dark to see the light, and that the pure light is within the dark. So let's see what the second rose is that the roses want to show us tonight. And we have Rosemar 6. And this rose says, I am transformer. And I mean, so appropriate for this time. We are in such a portal of transformation. It's like the last 2 years have really been preparing us. They have bringing us back to what really matters, what absolutely is my non-negotiable, and brings us really to our essence, brings us to the core of who we are. And you'll see with this rose, the outer petals are quite drained. They are very veiny, and all of the chi, all of the energy in this rose is coming from the center. It's like she's an alchemical agent in herself. You see the energy, the chi, the focus and the clarity of the center of this rose. And yet as she ages, so the colors soften, and she says, let go of all that is no longer aligned to you, that is no longer resonant with what is birthing within you. Tucked within this rose is a golden heart, and she is letting go of anything that dims her light. She is letting go to let the new birth within her, and it's just perfect for us moving through this particular portal. This is powerful, powerful energy to work with. She's one of the Rosemar roses, the mother of the rose. She is one of the qualities of the awakened and empowered heart field. And this understanding that the only stable thing or the only constant is the fact that there is change. And so as we effortlessly hold to the heart and allow what is new that wants to birth through us to come forward, we let go of that which is no longer a match, no longer a frequency alignment for us. So again, I invite you to put a hand on your higher heart and to just tune in to the energy frequency of this rose. She calls us to review what doors have closed, what doors are opening. let's see what the third rose might be that wants to come forward in our reading this evening. You know, it's really echoing what powerful times these are for our connection and our honour of our connection to Mother Earth, the deep rootedness and connection through the Gaia Gateway, the Wisdom Keeper, and the portal of transformation. I am transformer. I am an alchemical pot. When I recognize the power that I have within me to change, all things are possible. So let's see what the third rose is for this evening. Rose 1, base chakra. This is calling us to perhaps just check in with our roots, check in with the firmness of the foundation. How steady are we? How resilient are we? What has changed in these past few months that has enabled us to see perhaps what we need to put in place to make sure that the foundation is solid? And this rose sits in the first set of the roses. She sits on the base chakra. She brings attention to the musculoskeletal system. She brings attention to the condition of the blood. She activates 30% of her energy goes down the legs. So any issues around the hips, around the legs, knees, ankles, these will always be connected in to the base chakra. And the base chakra holds our tribal imprint. Is there anything through our ancestral storyline that is still calling us to refine, to have really approached and reviewed what is underpinning anything that we may be experiencing? So this is again a really good start from this point of view at this time of year in actually making sure that we are putting in place what might be needed from a nutrition point of view. And clearly at this time of year we're still very much into root vegetables and connecting in to this time, because we're still at some level still in the drawing within, the sitting within. We're seeing peeps. This is where Imbolc starts to say to us, this is beginning to open up. This is the beginnings of spring. These are the first signs of spring. Here are the snowdrops. You know, prepare yourself in the out breath of God that takes us out to the summer solstice. And then we have been through the in-breath of God that takes us to the winter solstice. And we have to have the two run in rhythm. So I invite you to, again, put your hand on your higher heart and just connect in with this beautiful rose. She's the sort of rose that you could just curl up in and feel her support. Feel that tender holding of the petals. And just tune in and check in with your base chakra. Is there anything that really needs to be refined and aligned? Do you need to look at something different from an exercise perspective? Do you need to make more time to stand on the earth? And perhaps breathe down through from your body, down into the Earth Star, down into the Gaia Gateway, and then breathe back up again. Because we are being asked to be fully embodied, fully present here. When we speak of ascension, it's actually a descension. It's calling us to bring the higher keys and codes of light fully embodied, fully anchored into every cell of our being. We are being asked to spiritualize the physical. This is the way that we will turn this carbon-based body into a crystalline body. But it is only by bringing these higher keys and codes in, and we can only do that when we are grounded and present and embodied. This is calling us to be very much a being and allowing the doing to arise from the being. But in our presencing, what is arising every day in our experience, we can be more aware of what's showing up on the screen of our lives, which is just mirroring back for us where we might have some refinement to do and where we might have some choice making to do. But this rose will remind us of the importance of foundation. So 3 super powerful roses for this next 2 weeks up until the full moon. And so we have the Gaia Gateway reminding us of the power of Mother Nature, of the wisdom that is inherent in the earth and her medicine for us, that we can go and connect. We can go and stand on the earth and allow the energies to connect down through the body, down through the base chakra, in this golden pillar of light, down through the Earth Star and on down into the Gaia Gateway, and enabling us to have that connection and to connect with her wisdom. Rosemar 6, she who says, I am transformer, and I birth anew from my center. I allow for what is no longer aligned for me to just be released with gratitude, with compassion, with kindness, and allow myself to focus, to blossom from my heart. And Rose 1, who calls us into the reminder of the importance of steadiness, of a firm foundation, of being rooted and present in ourselves so that we can bring our higher soul selves fully into embodied presence here, to walk the path of light, to be illuminators, to be steady for others. So I invite you just to sort of tune into these 3 energies, and I will play you out with the crystal bowls. Oh, thanks, Christine. Thanks, Tracy. Thank you. So this evening we've got the Violet Aura Gold bowl. Of mastery. We've got the Apophyllite and Grandmother, which seems to be so appropriate because we got the Gaia Gateway, and she's very aligned with the Gaia Gateway. Oh, in bulk blessings, Babs. And the big bowl is a rose quartz space holder. The roses and the crystal bowls work so well together. So there we are, our three beautiful energies, just reminding us and guiding us home, back to ourselves, back to love, and allowing us to stay centered, rooted with a good foundation, and knowing that the constant, the only constant, is change. And I think particularly as we move into this next period, when there's quite a lot of activity with Uranus, this is U-turns, this is surprising electrical energy, and the more centered and stable we are within ourselves, the more rooted and grounded we are within ourselves, the more we can work with this and be effortlessly in flow with what wants to transform. All change offers us the opportunity for transformation. Anyway, thank you for joining me. And as I say, if you haven't seen the video that I did with the very lovely Pam Gregory, it's worth a watch. And I've got some nice things coming up to share. So there will be new things coming in on the website. Thank you for joining me. Much love and rosy blessings to you. Bye for now.